Hi, I'm Adams Nady, and today we're going to look at using voice notes and field recordings as a basis for creating ambient music. What do I mean by that? Let me give you some quick context. I was in New York recently, and I did there what I do every time I'm on tour or I'm on holiday. I took out my phone and I made an audio recording of what was going on around me. I did it outside the Ennis House in Los Angeles. I captured some wild stuff in Mount Shasta. And recorded a couple of weeks ago when I made a little visit to Staten Island. Staten Island is great. I will not hear a bad word said about Staten Island. Anyway, what I like to do is combine these recordings with Japanese ambient electronic music. And I say Japanese because a few of my biggest inspirations in the genre are themselves Japanese. Particularly Hiroshi Yoshimura. I recommend listening to his album Music for 9 Postcards, and Haruomi Hosono, a guy who's got an incredible back catalogue, particularly as 1/3 of the Yellow Magic Orchestra. But for this context specifically, his album Watering a Flower. I'll put a link in the description. You've got to go listen to it, but also read the comments. It's a pretty cathartic activity. Very good for a hangover day. I also met him about 6 years ago, and that was a pretty special moment. So for today, I'm going to take a couple of the recordings that I've made and use them alongside some synths to make some simple, nostalgic, dreamy music. To help get that sound, we're going to use 2 synths from the late 70s and early 80s. The Juno 6 and the Moog Prodigy. I still don't have a physical reverb unit, so we're going to use the Valhalla Vintage Verb in Logic. Let's keep it simple, keep it sparse, and make something nice.
Up until about 83, it was
so the government were encouraging that.
Yes, it was a real blueprint you could have gotten from the United States government. If you go around this way and look at the wall, this wall has a letter that Knight Smith wrote to the government. And it's like, hey, I'd like some information. And the government's like, yeah, sure, here you go. Yeah. And they sent the blueprints to the government. I remember in school, my teacher's like, hey, write to any state you want, ask for information. You can write to the states and ask for information. Hey, I would like the information. And the information's like, hey, I want to thank you for writing New York State. This is our bird. This is our state flower. This is our flag website. This is this is that. They'll give you information. You could do that. Now, I don't know how it is nowadays, how the climate is, but yeah. You could actually, this is a blueprint that was real. So as much as and it's poking fun, you can, look at the luxury. This entire room speaks of luxury. If you die, you're not taking any of this with you. So no touching, remember?
So there you go. I made a simple arpeggiated sequence to act as a central point. I used just one chord shape and moved that around, and used the Moog just to introduce a bit of bass at the end. I didn't even use a click, I just listened to the voice recording and kind of felt it free time. I kept it short for the purpose of this video, but you can make it as long as you want. Also, you don't need to use this vintage gear. You can use VSTs, modern synths, whatever you want. Anyway, I heavily recommend taking out your phone and just making ambient recordings wherever you go, either to use for music or just to remind you of a time and a place. Have fun, take risks, make weird stuff. If you enjoyed this and you want to support me, please consider heading over to Bandcamp and buying some of my music. Follow me in all the places. Why not give a like? Why not leave a comment? Why not subscribe? And then unsubscribe straight away, like immediately. Thank you. Goodbye. Spotify.